Hi, it's Nick Leatherland here from Pegasus Property. We're a development company based in Stoke-on-Trent and we specialise in HMOs. So this video is a quick tour of a property. It's 6 bedrooms, all en suites. It's also got a 7th bathroom as an extra. It's got a great big lounge, open plan lounge and kitchen, so it's a really cool property. This is based in Crewe, which is in Cheshire. So we normally invest in Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire, but we're doing this for a client over in Crewe. So what I want to talk about really in this video, I'm going to show you around the property as well. It's 90% there, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the story behind this property. So, you know, these clients had what they thought was a good builder. They had JCT contracts in place, so they did all the legals properly. They did their due diligence on the builder, and you know, the builder came in and said what his quote was. I think it was like 50 to 60k, and the clients were happy with that. So, you know, the builder started the works, he spent all the money, and then he came back for more money. And obviously that's when things tend to fall out of bed. When I hear of developers having problems with builds, it always seems to come down to the builder basically misquoting the job. So he did misquote this job because we got a quantity surveyor in, and he quoted it again, and the job was like 90k. So it was misquoted by the builder initially. So, you know, the client's got the builder in, he misquoted it. Everyone fell out, and then the builder got ill, went to hospital, shut down his business, and that was that. So the client's left with a property probably 60 to 70% finished, and they've called us asking if we can come in and help fix it basically. We don't normally take projects on under those circumstances, but we wanted to help these clients out. You know, we felt bad about the situation and they called on us to help. So we came in and helped. So, you know, we got all our paperwork lined up, we got all our ducks in a row. You know, building control weren't informed of this project, so we informed building control. Building control dropped on this like a ton of bricks. They wanted us ripping things back, they wanted us exposing steels, they wanted, you know, the extension which was on the back, which I'll show you in a bit, that didn't have the correct insulation, it didn't have the correct foundations, we had to underpin the extension. The extension was built over a main drain, so there was loads of bad things going on with this project. You know, when we first turned the heating on to pressurise the system, we didn't do any of the first fix electrics or plumbing, and all the pipes just split and burst open, and the whole, you know, it was flooded. So it's been a pretty tough project for us, but you know, we persevered. We've had to sort tons of problems out, and you know, it's looking good basically considering what we've been up against. So yeah, just a bit of a, you know, word of warning. You know, you could have the best builder in the world, what you think's the best builder in the world. You know, do due diligence on them. Get references, check them out, Google them, company's house, how many bankruptcies have they had, you know, just check those sorts of things. You know, is the company in their name or their mate's name? That's normally a good indicator that they've probably shut another company down and opened a new company up under someone else's name. So those are some things you can check. Always get references from people that have had the works completed, not midway through. And you know, JCT contracts can work really well, but they can also be a hindrance if the builder's quoted it incorrectly and you tie them up into a contract, and then you go back to them saying, hey, you're in a fixed contract. You know, you put them in a really tough position where they might have to fold the company and they just disappear, and then you're left with, you know, a project half finished. And not many builders would want to take a project on that's halfway through. It's to do with things like guarantees. The builder's got to guarantee works that they haven't done. A lot of builders would insist on you ripping it back and doing it again. So, you know, just something to watch out for. But anyway, let's do the tour around the property. So we're in bedroom number 6 at the minute, so we're upstairs. So if you just want to pan around the room. This has been furnished by Fusion Furniture, and they've also done a lot of the dressings as well. We picked the greys, like the grey feature wall, the grey carpets, and you know, the off-white on the other walls, but essentially the, you know, like the wall art and the dressings are kind of fusion. So we're going to come in at the end and we're just going to put our touch on it as well, you know, the Pegasus spin, do the photography and then get it marketed. So do you want to go in the ensuite? What are the ensuites? So yeah, they've just used a white Metro tile in there. We didn't design the en-suites. I don't think the design of the en-suite's the best. The layout's not very good, but you know, it's one of them. So let's rock and roll. We'll move around quickly just because, you know, I spent the first 5 minutes talking about things. So we don't want it to be a 20-minute long video, do we? Yeah, en-suite in there. also, this is one of the smallest rooms, but also we've had a bit of a nightmare with the water as well. So normally when you're doing a HMO, you want to upgrade the water main because you need more pressure basically for all the extra usage that you're going to get having, you know, multiple bathrooms. So it's quite common practice when you take a project on, you get straight onto the water board, onto the phone, you get an application filled out, you pay fees if you've got to pay fees or whatever. They come round and they upgrade the water main for you. That can take months for them to process, so you need to get the ball rolling straight away at the very start of the project. If you forget to do it, then you need it doing, guess what? You're going to have a HMO that you can't really use because there's going to be no pressure for the water, and that's kind of what's happened here a little bit. You know, the builder didn't bother upgrading the water main, so you know we've rocked up, we've got the process going, and because it's coming into November now, they're talking about a Christmas embargo. So they're saying they might not do the works until next month or the month after, so basically mid-January. So, you know, we're going to have an empty HMO for 2 to 3 months because of that reason. So that's more loss of rent for the client. So, all the en-suites, not finished obviously. So we're pretty much 90% there. Got this really nice kind of hallway, so we've just done a light grey cumulus, which is like a battleship grey, so it kind of splits the room up into. So otherwise, if you just have all white walls and then you got these LED lights, it looks feels like you're walking through an office block or a hospital. Into the back bedroom. So we've got this kind of sloped roof here, which I think is quite a nice sort of feature in this room. Looks quite cool, and then it's got a good sized bathroom as well. Cool. Let's go downstairs. So the light in this room is a sensor, so it just turns on and off on its own. So yeah, that feature wall comes all the way down, all the way to the front door. So it just splits the whole communal space up a bit, rather than just being one colour all the way through. Obviously downstairs, so you know, people walking past your bedroom basically. So we're gonna have to put some sort of blinds in here, but because there's such big windows. Julie Marie's talks about using pull-up blinds, so the blinds pull-down blinds, so the blinds start up top and you pull them down this way, so you can basically let light in but keep privacy. But obviously, because it's so high up, you can't really do that in here, so we're going to have to do some sort of Venetian or some sort of vertical blind just to get a bit of privacy. I've seen people do things like they just frost this glass, so you can frost that glass with a bit of spray or something, you know, a bit of privacy. Ensuite in there, we won't go in there, it's just the same as all the ensuites are exactly the same. Same layout. So no light in here, but yeah, little bedroom. And then we just go through to the communal space now. So it's all open plan. This is basically where the old part of the house ended. So this onwards is an extension. So there's a steel RSJ in here. Now when building control got involved, they wanted us to rip all this back so they could look at the stills. And the stills were second-hand rusty stills. They weren't boxed in either with 30-minute fireboarding. They were just, so you know, they weren't too happy with the still situation. Really, they wanted it to be powder coated and new, but there wasn't any pad stones either, so we had to put pad stones in. Pad stones kind of spread the weight, so it's quite important. So that wasn't very cool. So yeah, coming through. And then we've just got this big kitchen here, so we put locks on the doors here, and 2 cookers, 2 sinks, and then this is the downstairs bathroom. So it's got an extra bathroom, so 6 bedrooms. They've all got bathrooms, and this is the 7th bathroom. So And this bathroom's going to be electric. So if the heating system does go down, they've got a backup shower basically. Quickly pop outside as well. So this is the back garden. Obviously all the gravel needs to go down, but if you just pan around and look at this extension. So this is a external render block because it wasn't properly firmly insulated, so we've had to basically put a block on it, and also we've had to underpin it. So this whole back area down here is all underpinned, and that costs thousands to do. And again, that's because the initial builder didn't build the extension correctly at all. We've had to redo the roof. The roof wasn't done properly. Yeah, it's been a bit of a pain in the ass for the client. So anyway, that's kind of the end of the tour really. So a little bit different. Normally I just walk around and talk about the property, but you know, I wanted to talk a little bit more about due diligence, finding good builders. That's really important. JCT contracts sometimes can be a hindrance. If you're trying to work out the costs on a build, get a quantity surveyor because they'll tell you all the costs. And yeah, happy developing. Cheers.